and then a couple of key ganks from Newbee onto Sumail brought SAC back ahead.
So overall, I think Evil Geniuses just had a way weaker team fight. Their main team fight was Naga, Siren, Sleep, and an Arrow, which is, I would say, pretty weak versus the double safe that they had. And you mentioned that they probably could build a pipe or something like that, but even so, I think the damage was just not there compared to like Venomancer and OD.
Sure, that Abaddon pick was really, really great. It's a hero we haven't seen a ton of, but up against an early Mirana, it makes a lot of sense.
Interesting first two pickups from Newbee. Earth Spirit straight into Shadow Shaman. Seen some Earth Spirit and some Shadow Shaman at the tournament.
Yeah, we haven't seen too much. That Lycan, that's a hero.
There we go.
That hero is great against Shadow Shaman.
And a comfort pick for RTC and EG overall.
Absolutely. You build Necro on Lycan, you don't have to worry about the Shadow Shaman disables at all. If you try and shackle Lycan, his summons are just going to kill you.
Once again, we see the exact same bans that have been popular throughout the entire tournament. Well, picks and bans. Puck, Earthshaker, Lich, and Nyx out of the pool.
Newbee starting off their draft with some team fights from Earth Spirit and some tower push from the Shadow Shaman. It's a nice combination to put together a team fight and push. EG is going to need to either pick some team fight or potentially some more split push to spread out Newbee.
Feels a little painful having Nature's Prophet get dumped off that early. There's been a lot of Lycan Nature's Prophet games that Evil Geniuses have pulled some really successful pushes off with.
Yeah, like I was just saying, they got to be really careful for that split push. So Furion, one of the best split pushes in the game, is a great ban for Newbee here in the second phase.
Oh, Enchantress, oh come on, that hero's awesome, man. Don't do that to me, Newbee.
And that is the thing that is, like when you go into the main event from the group stage, you can see that Newbee are actually banning heroes that EG used to play a lot. They used Enchantress, Prophet, Shaker, and Puck, and they're banning all of those heroes now.
This is like the group stage of EG Incarnate right here on the left.
And that's why having that day off and being able to go through and look at all of EG's drafts, watch some of their replays, maybe even practice against a team and pretend they're EG.
Yeah.
I mean, this is actually going to be really interesting to see the remainder. I mean, I feel like the bans are almost more interesting than the picks at this point, especially given that they are some of the most commonly picked heroes that we've seen consistently show up.
This is the most beautiful part of Dota. People just don't understand.
Peter, I will never doubt you ever again. I now believe you fundamentally whenever you speak.
Yes.
So last series, we didn't actually see Sven banned out versus Lycan, which I'm very surprised to see. And Evil Genius has banned it out. I guess Newbee probably picking a lot more than the players in the last series, but it's one of the best counters versus Lycan. Either build, like the Mask of Madness Armlet build, or the Necro build gets slaughtered by Sven. He has the best armor.
Not Lycan and all of his summons will be stunned by the AoE stun of Sven, and then he just cleaves everything down. And Sven's oftentimes build BKB, so if there's a Necro there, he can just pop that Necro real quick and not take any damage.
And Lycan's all physical, and Warcry he just runs around and does nothing, generally.
Pick 3 for Newbee, Queen of Pain. There we go. You know, every mid player I've ever heard talk about this hero just loves Queen of Pain. Just feels really nice.
Every mid player plays Queen.
It's like a flashy hero, and oftentimes mid players they're pretty flashy, right?
Yeah.
High performers.
Who's the most modest and mild mid laner of all?
Super from LFY.
Easily. He plays DK Viper. It's just like
least flashy. Man, that's what I'm talking about. He flies into
That's
a
your
rage.
guy, man.
He plays to win. He plays to win.
Let me tell you something. When I learned that there was a hero that had a button and was mid, I was all in on the Viper, man. He is the best.
You're a big fan of Spirit Breaker too, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. In fact, for any new players who are interested in getting into Dota, strongly recommend Viper, strongly recommend Spirit Breaker. The best.
All of my friends who are not so good at Dota, their best heroes are always Spirit Breaker.
Yeah, no, it's like my best hero, like by a significant margin. I am mediocre.
So Quap's pretty great here. No Nyx in the pool, no Puck in the pool. Naturally going to be a pretty good mid laner here.
Disruptor, this hero's popular.
It's a very good pick against Queen and Shadow Shaman and Earth Spirit. Like all of these heroes except Rasta have good escapes, so the Glimpse is going to be very good to be able to catch the Cop or Earth Spirit.
Yeah, and we saw just the mass silence from Disruptor in pretty much every single match today. Have probably the hugest swings in every single game have been a direct result of Disruptor.
Yeah, a great static field can turn the fight for sure.
So EG has a very good tower push lineup with the Lycan, as well as good team fights with Sacking and Disruptor, so they're probably going to be able to force towers early.
Bristleback, the 4th pick for Newbee, extremely durable. very annoying and hard to kill.
This hero's presented a lot of problems. We saw this in our first series between Liquid and IG. The Bristleback laning up against the Lycan, burning on the Lycan, had a pretty rough time. We'll see how EG and Arteezy managed to find him some early game farm.
Yeah, but we did see Mind Control have a rough Bristleback game, which essentially eliminated any mid line for Team Liquid, and then had a great game with Bristleback, which was huge in terms of pressuring the opponent.
Definitely a great hero. He can build some armor items like Ben was mentioning, get that early Solar Crest, reduce a lot of the damage from Lycan, maybe even dodge some attacks.
He has a lot of ways to get farm as well. He can actually go back and stack camps as well as ancient camps, so not only the normal one. So he's a lot of ways to get farm, even though he gets pushed out from the lane.
So you want, what, a Silver Edge carrier that's pretty good against Quap? I like Lina's one of the ones that I like for mid, but maybe you want to save that for later.
Big bad Enigma.
Oh, yes.
Or Teamfight from EG, which I think is exactly what they needed. This hero also great with the, what's the third spell called?
Midnight Pulse?
Midnight Pulse, yeah. Awesome against Bristleback. Can keep him off your towers. I like the pick. A nice BKB hero to ignore Shadow Shaman and Earth Spirit disables, even potentially a Queen of Pain Orchid down the line. Remove that silence, allow him to get off a clean black hole. Right now they have no disable through Black King Bar, so Enigma's got a pretty nice game looking.
There's not that many ones that can do that. I think the only one that I can really think of is Venge. Silencer too, I suppose, but
I don't know.
So since we have one pick remaining for these teams, what is perhaps the biggest weakness that you're seeing in these lineups that need to be filled in?
I think, I don't know, I like where EG's at right now. They got some nice team fight, they got some nice vision, maybe a little more carry, which I imagine that's what they'll get for Sumail last year, so a little bit more damage to follow up on these disables from Sand King Disruptor and Enigma. What do you guys think about Newbee?
Newbee, either some way to deal with the Lycan or the Enigma. Like, either they can pressure the Lycan with the Bristle and then have some sort of BKB disable for the Enigma.
So definitely some disable for...
Yeah. They could also go like Bloodseeker or something too and deal with the Lycan. I've seen that as a common pickup versus the Lycan.
This Enigma is quite problematic though.
Yeah, agreed.
Whatever carry they think they're going to pick to deal with Lycan is also going to be black-holed for a majority of the fight.
You made a great point earlier, wanting to have a Silver Edge carrier to be able to use a Silver Edge ability to disable Bristleback's passive, but of course Lina, who you recommended, is maybe a good choice. 5th ban for Newbee.
So I've also seen some other matchups too. I think LC, pretty good Bristleback counter and a good versus Queen of Pain in lane. Sumail doesn't play too much LC, but it was popular by some of the top teams in the group. I believe maybe played it very often in the mid lane.
You could potentially cancel a black hole.
Oh, that's next level.
I mean, it can happen, right?
Okay, so they banned one of the heroes that can deal with the black hole through BKB. He's the best one because if you get BKB links, you can still stop it.
Ooh, Necrophos.
Keep on going on this push strategy.
That's a mid Necrophos, I think, for Sumail. That hero is dominant in the mid lane.
Is that something that he usually plays? No?
I don't think so.
It's not really as a main hero for me, but
I'm sure he has a decent amount of experience with it. I think he likes the hero. I'm pretty sure he plays it in pubs from time to time.
We've seen Arteezy on Necrophos quite a bit, but of course Arteezy is 99.999% going to be Lycan.
I'd be very surprised if Sumail took up the Lycan. However, he's probably suggesting it to crit and Arteezy. He's like, let me play Lycan. I got this one. that's kind of what Sumail and Zai do. They just suggest every hero for themselves, and you either listen, but most of the times you don't.
Of course. Now, with one last pick remaining for Newbee, it sounds like the consistent theme you're bringing up is having a good way to deal with Enigma's black hole, trying to figure out
big problem.
A core that can fit in that.
Or you need to fight around it. Maybe you do some split push. Let's see what we got.
And it's going to be
the
Bloodseeker.
All right.
Yeah, Bloodseeker deals with Lycan. I think you have to deal with either one or the other because they don't have the Sven, so Bloodseeker deals with Lycan. Enigma, if it gets past 40, it's going to be a tough game.
Yeah, look out for Enigma and his Blink BKB, and then we'll see how Newbee handles those team fights, but I think it'll be pretty difficult for them.
So before we get into this game, Erlini, I just want to get your thoughts on who you think came out with an edge after the draft.
I would probably say Evil Geniuses because I like the Enigma here. Enigma seems like it's going to be pretty dominant, and there's no way to stop them into the late game.
Well, it's time to get into game 2 between Evil Geniuses and Newbee. Let's send it down to the floor.
Thank you very much, Day9. And indeed, game 2, Evil Geniuses versus Newbee. We've seen the drafts. It's EG a bit like, that's a nice support duo there. It would be a shame if someone was going to borrow that, and bang, this time round, They've got the Disruptor Sand King, switching it around a little bit in return, and a bit of a funny one from Newbee. That final pick, the Bloodseeker, but that silence is going to cause issue for some of this team fight that EG are going to bring.
The silence can cause issues, and like Ben said, you have to do something when you have this kind of draft like coming out. You're like, man, we have to deal with either the Lycan or the Enigma. So they make the choice that we're going to go for the Bloodseeker to deal with that. I don't think just that. I think also they have a really fast-paced early laning phase. That's the one thing that EG can suffer in. These heroes take some time. They don't really have the greatest heroes to gank for either. Like Sand King Disruptor can gank, but they can't gank for the Enigma lane. They can secure the Lycan's lane, and then they can kind of make the rotations for the Necro, but it's still not the greatest one in comparison to where SCCC is going to be playing a Queen of Pain with Earth Spirit rolling in.
And
so they're going to be putting a lot of pressure and having this Bloodseeker with the Thirst get online a lot faster. So that's the one scare that I think in the first 5 to 10 minutes in the laning phase that EG can suffer.
Yeah, we've seen in the past SCCC Queen of Pain can be quite the showstopper. So a lot of hype to see what he can pull out now. Sumail this game, as the panel mentioned, it will indeed be playing the mid Necrophos. And kind of as the panel touched upon, something we don't see that much, but Sumail raising the stakes there in the mid lane. Giving the good luck to SCCC. SCCC will get it right back there with a thumbs up as well. I like it.
Oh, this is great.
Just dropping the mail as well. I love that. I mean, this is the great thing about the mid lane. We saw it last game. It was a little unfair. SCCC kind of brought his friends across.
We got smiles coming out from Faith. Everyone's in good manners right now.
But at the end of the day, it's such an important game. You know, for Evil Geniuses, if they end up dropping down to the lower bracket, it's obviously something that we've seen them do a lot in the past, and maybe it's saving straps for the lower bracket. But I'm sure they're going to want to bring this one to a game 3.
Yeah.
And the panel, they seemed a lot more comfortable with the lineup that they had in comparison to EG's lineup in game 1.
Yeah, I think. Like Ben in the panel did say, the EG's lineup, if they get to that BKB Enigma point, it's where it's super difficult. There's no way to cancel it. There is no way for Newbee to really deal with it in that direct way. They can deal with it in other ways of just forcing fights around it and try to take engagements like that, like pickoffs and whatnot. And I think that it's going to be important to watch the supports on the side of Newbee, because I think what they're going to just be doing is putting as much pressure on the other 2 lanes, so this Bloodseeker can just use his Thirst and Blood Rage to kind of 1v1 versus that Enigma. And we do see mid lane, Kaka actually places a very sneaky ward behind the tower with his smoke movement. So he's looking for a courier.
Look at this though. EG are playing a step ahead. They're taking it around the long way. And I think that this is going to work out. Kaka unlikely to come and check around elsewhere. Will be caught under the vision now, but EG were prepared for that there.
Maybe on the way back?
That depends. Yeah, how careful they're going to be here. It looks like they're not going to be careful enough indeed. They were careful on the way out. They weren't careful on the way back. As Kaka grabs the courier.
So that's one way to get a good start off for your Queen of Pain and your Bloodseeker. They're already going to have pretty decent matchups, but with that surge of gold, it's now a Queen of Pain Shadow Shaman with high base damage versus this Sand King Necro. And the Bloodseeker, like we said, in that 1v1. So putting that, it's pretty much a tri-lane mid from Newbee to put the pressure onto the Necrophos. Because Necro's a hero that it can be very strong in that mid lane, but if you start getting just pressured down by this Ether Shock and the Shadow Strike starts taking up, a roll hits you, you're going to be at low HP and you can just drop from that.
There we go, going in onto Zai there. Zai, that's the Burrow Strike back in return. Him and Kaka just trading hits. But yeah, for sure. And we saw as well last game how Sumail was pretty irrelevant for the last part of it because of the heavy pressure that Newbee put him on at the start. So
yeah,
indeed looking to go for a repeat performance in that state.
KP's going to get a lot because of the laning setup that Newbee does as well. That they have these 2 supports running around. The Bloodseeker has all the freedom in the world to just farm top versus Enigma because he can just walk in and kill the Eidolons. All they need to do is pretty much get people low, and this Bloodseeker can dominate this top matchup so hard with the Thirst. And even without having people low, he's still doing incredibly well. 15-3. He's gotten all of the Eidolons, I think, so far. Because Universe has summoned them, and it's still on cooldown 15 seconds, and all of them are dead. So Mugi is crushing that top lane at the moment, to be kind of expected.
Yeah, absolutely. And as we've been saying, the mid lane with the presence of Newbee supports, giving that edge, certainly in terms of CS to SCCC as well so far.
Being very good with their time usage on Newbee. At the same time, Faith is going around collecting bounties, also stacking Ancients to make sure that KP does have that surge, that increase of farm potential after the laning phase.
It will bring Zai up to this top lane, but the wave's pushing in. Mugi can maintain control underneath the tower. Zai very unlikely to want to come in for any sort of dive at this state of the game with Universe. So Yeah, these lanes, they are looking super hot from Newbee in this first couple of minutes.
Yeah, EG's trying to make adjustments already.
Yeah.
Universe is probably like, he's just walking up and killing my Eidolons. I can't do anything about it. So Zai makes the move toward top. But now they're worried about the bristleback.
Look at this mid lane
pressure.
pressure. Because of this move up top, Kaka now sees the opening to come in onto Sumail, bringing him down very low. There's Triple C. Does need to be careful in return, though. Takes a fair bit of harass in trade there. It does have the salve up, knows that Sumail himself is out of regen. So at the end of the day, it doesn't get the kill. That pressure pushes him back. Okay, he's got a fresh set of tangos out from the courier. As we saw, that pressure, just S-Triple-C using his dominance in this lane.
While he's low, though, Universe top is just getting chased out because of the thirst.
Yeah, look at this with the Blood Ride. That's going to connect Universe. He's going to be gone. I mean, this top lane couldn't have gone any better for Mugi.
He might get a return kill with the Eidolons. It's going to be very close, but no, with the poor man's shield, the damage block is too high. But yeah, just make sure, like, Sumail being at that 30%, he has Tango, so it's not that quick heal. And now aggression on Sumail again. Kaka, the roll off the mark with the Shadow Strike. Enough to slow him down a bit, but not to pick up a kill. But still, they're keeping him low, and this is where Bloodseeker thrives.
Yeah, I mean, maybe this is the thing, you know, Mugi's saying, don't kill him, leave him alive, just play with him. Don't kill Sumail, keep him alive on this minimal health so he does have that boost up top. I mean, it's working out, it really is.
Yep.
Mugi feeling very safe on that top lane because of this.
All three lanes going super well for Newbee. The bottom lane, of course, is going a bit better for EG, but KP getting experience as a bristleback who's been left alone for the most part is extremely important. And of course, Enigma, Universe will, of course, will always get stuff up there, being able to not deny the wave back with those Eidolons on the range creep. So they will get some trade up, but Sumail's getting punished heavily.
He had to walk all the way back to base and TP out, so absolutely not the situation you want to have your Necro in. This mid lane just being well and truly controlled, as well as the top lane. And as we're seeing as well, that the bottom lane not necessarily going bad for Newbee at all. It's easy, he is finding farm down there, but not nearly on the same level as Mugi. But I guess in comparison, you can also say as well, obviously the lead in the last hits is usually down to the fact that a lot of those are Eidolons.
But those give a lot of gold.
But they do.
They do give a good shot. And at the same time, it's KP having... He's going to have a quad ancient stack already prepared for himself, and he's almost level 5 on the bristleback already, which is super significant. Right now, though, he's pretty deep. With nighttime as well, with the double bonus from Hal, they should be able to clean KP
With
up.
the field, I mean, you can hope for some sort of deny for the small. And he gets it! He actually does get it!
The one troll creep!
I can't believe he got it! That was... How much damage does that thing do? It's nothing. It's like 20?
I mean, he has a stout shield as well, so
my goodness.
It does... I think that was the troll creep, so it's 28. Through the stout shield as well, so... All right.
All right.
Unfortunate for EG.
I mean, I was going to bring up he could, but I didn't think it would happen. Oh, KP.
the one creep that was left.
Some say it would be skill, but KP, he had it planned out all along. Wow. I mean, well, with that, all three lanes, you know, Newbee, they're very happy with the way this game is starting off.
Oh yeah, they have a more than full level advantage on their mid laner over.
I mean, yeah, but look at the denies from S-Triple-C. 21 denies in this mid lane.
Yeah. Shrine comes up, we'll use that right away.
So he's got to be a bit careful.
Nice.
It's only level 2. There is a haste rune on S-Triple-C. He has a Sonic Wave. I mean, if he wants to commit, Zai's certainly gone. And well, with the wraparound from Kaka, coming in with the Boulder Smash, Zai, he'll try and play around with it here with the Burrow Strike. But S-Triple-C just throws out the Sonic Wave, jumps in, cleans up one. I mean, he can look to play around with Sumail as well. They're going to have Kaka moving out of range. Arcane Rune bottled up by S-Triple-C. He won't stick around to beat down onto Sumail, but it doesn't matter. He is just so far ahead, getting kills like this and such. This is such a one-sided affair, this laning stage. It really does feel it. I mean, top lane Mugi, 50 CS, 6 minutes in.
It's, you know, it's something we did discuss about right before the game did start. They do have very strong lanes, strong pressuring lanes, especially with that Bloodseeker last pick. The fact that they can leave him alone and make those rotations and put the pressure on EG is super important. Punishing that early kind of weakness that EG has in their lanes. It's Lycan can be strong if he has the proper support duo, but if you only have it as one support down there, that's where the offlaner is actually able to get stuff. So they force Zai to kind of be moving around all this time, and it just makes KP farm a lot in that offlane. 25 last hits already on an offlane bristleback, very significant. And the stacks continue.
I mean, what's the plan here for EG? We've seen already Newbee supports getting very active, at least the Earth Spirit as such in the mid lane, but yet to really have the plays coming out from Crit and Zai on this tanking disruptor combo. I mean, when does something kind of click into place that allows them to enable action in one of these lanes?
Their two supports need levels, that's the big thing. So they have to play pretty much in my opinion, reactively. They have to hope that SCCC kind of like overextends, and then they can have one of the supports set up and the other one TP in. So probably have Zai playing more around the mid lane, or maybe play with the Black Hole since it's online now. And since the Black Hole is up, they're going to go for Mugi instead with this triple rotation. Mugi seems to know something's up, though.
There is an Earth Spirit in the neighborhood as well.
And
he's straight out. He is straight out indeed. Over to the bottom lane, and they're actually going to try and do something actively with it as well. This is such a smart move here from Newbee. Will be scanned out though. Scans there from EG. They know that something's going on in the neighborhood, and RTZ will keep himself hidden behind the tree line. I mean, he has to stay there. If he pokes his head out, one rupture and a lead in from Newbee could mean imminent death here for the Lycan.
They get the nice, EG gets the D ward on the lane ward that Newbee did have top because of that rotation from Mugi. They know, they're like, hey, something's up. He knows this gank's coming way too easily.
So EG definitely minimalizing the potential casualty there. They play it safe. Now Newbee have to look elsewhere to try and make this play with Mugi as they move him around the map.
Yeah, they're moving around it. At least they're, they sent Kaka top, so it's like, okay, there's the wave that does come in, he'll be able to mooch a bit of that experience, but more rotations coming in from EG to try to at least pressure that tower. But at the same time, KP, this is where it opens it up for him. RTZ unable to farm under the threat of where the Bloodseeker is. They still don't know.
Still 3 heroes up top from EG, seeing if they can get the catch onto Kaka. Now making the movement, both Crit and Zai. Next up could be towards the mid lane, but that high ground ward is still there for Newbee in that area, so very hard for them to get it. And RTZ realizes that Newbee's not leaving this bottom lane anytime soon. So heads up to top, joins his teammates. Can look to try and get the tier 1 trade in return. And still, the potential for a kill is there. Crit in the neighborhood. Trying to see if they can get the glimpse. Now with the lead forward, they have the vision with the Thunder Strike. Kaka, don't know if he can get himself out of this. He can certainly play with him with the boulder smash. He tries for the roll away, but there's the glimpse. Gets brought back into the clutches of Artur and Universe. And EG do claim the kill and should be able to finish off this tower as well.
Tower trades, but good rotation, picking off that Earth Spirit. Zai now able to get a lot down bottom with that tower being taken out. So he's only level 3 on the Sanking. Compared to last game, he was already level 6 on the Naga Siren.
That's true.
Pretty significant how under-leveled the support's actually on the side of EG.
Mugi's hunting for this. He knows Zai's low on the mana. If he finds a chance for a rupture, he'll go for it. But
no
Zai,
mercy.
Keeps himself right back.
KP's almost got the Vanguard finished up on the Bristleback. As soon as he has the Vanguard, that's when the Ancient Stack farming begins. This is an offlane Bristleback who is top 4 of the net worth. That is very threatening.
And they can certainly look to group up and fight with their cause now. SCCC, he's finished off the Veil. 10 minutes in, he's got that ready to go. So huge amounts of magical burst potential there for him.
And they should have the Shadow Shaman 6 coming out too, so they'll have that, the actual tower sieging, because their heroes don't hit buildings too great other than that. The Bloodseeker and the Bristleback, I guess the Bristle can, but it's mostly those wards. Kaka now moving toward top, waves pushing in, should be able to get level 6 easily on that Earth Spirit. And then they have pretty damn good team fight on the side of Newbee to deal with EG. EG, like we said, they're lacking on levels on their supports.
Veil also done now for Sumail, so despite the definite tough time in the mid lane, he's not, he's still 1k net worth behind the quad, but has got that major first item. So as well, can look to start to make things happen. At the same time, Universe, he's picked up the Midas. He's good to go. He's there 4th in the net worth. Definitely not suffering too much, despite the fact that Mugi had such a good time in that top lane. And Universe definitely, at least going for the performances we've seen on this main stage in this series, I feel like the most solid performer out of game 1. Universe, he kept his cool. That Nature's Prophet, the plays, the split push, kind of one of the reasons that game went on as long as it did. So yeah, you can definitely look towards Universe to pull out something special here.
EG recognizes this, they know the strength of their lineup. Right, the lanes, sure, lanes didn't go the way that they probably wanted them to, but there still is that threat. Once they get their cores online, once that BKB eventually comes out for the Enigma, it's the biggest point. But till then, they have to kind of just play it back, make sure they get their levels, much needed levels on the Sanking and the Disruptor. Once Disruptor has 6, they can maybe make some aggressive plays onto this Queen of Pain with the Static Storm and the Reaper Scythe on top. But till then, they have very little kill threshold. And now Newbee, they're actually making the first go.
Yeah,
they've got this
so
smoke
scary.
online.
Newbee have so much potential here as this 4-man.
They've got Magnetized ready.
Zai.
Shadow Shaman's almost 6. He actually breaks the smoke.
He comes in.
Zai.
And with that, they have no idea where Zai actually is at the moment. No wards themselves in EG's jungle, so Zai will get out as well. So it looks like EG, with that Sanking movement, have avoided the potential that Newbee's smoke had there, which was an incredible amount. Immediately, KP splits himself back up towards the top. Mastivi's coming in mid. If they can get the catch here, which indeed Crit can, brings back Mugi now. The whole team of EG ready to
Silence
go.
from Kaka.
Good smash back from Kaka to hold back the side of EG, but the Malefice was there onto Mugi, allowing them to chase him down.
You see that call there, though, from EG? They see the Bristleback porting top.
Yeah,
It's literally instant. Sumail peeks, like, we're going on this guy. We need to get the glimpse back and get the kill. So that's a very big kill, killing the highest net worth here on the map. And we have yet to see a Rupture be able to be deployed by Mugi. EG is doing a very good job of defending each other.
Yes.
As we were kind of saying.
It's as you said.
That's the way that they get back into the game. They have to sit behind each other, hope that Newbee kind of overextends a bit, and then they'll get kills and come back through that one. Zai now level 6. We said the Static Storm is online. Everyone else getting their tools. Once that Blink Enigma comes out, that could be when we see the next smoke come out from the Enigma.
Yeah, he's close as well, Universe 1600. Newbee, who are they going to find here? Could just be Crit, and indeed, Silence bursted down immediately. Crit's gone. Tanks the gang. Definitely not the worst loss there for EG. But a kill nonetheless that Newbee are going to keep the pressure on in the mid lane. They're thinking about Roche.
With the Shadow Shaman wards. With Blood Rage.
Yeah.
Throwing Blood Rage on Roche with the goo, it's actually an immense amount of damage and speed for them to bring it down. EG seems to know something's up.
There's a ping straight on the pit from Zai.
They've got Black Hole. There's no blink yet for the Enigma to get into the fight.
Can they get it quick enough? They are mass TPing over, but it's falling so fast. Walls have been sent in. EG know the state. Can Zai make the play in time? Roshan falling low. There's the jump onto Shaman on the sideline. It's falling down. They're dropping the ult. They'll take that one, but they get Roche. Newbee have the Aegis, but the Black Hole from the Universe comes in at the pip out for the pit. And EG, they take 3. SCCC may get out as well as Kaka, but EG, they're happy with that. Cleaning up 3, getting Mugi, you know, the big kill on this Bloodseeker, top of the net worth. Absolutely fantastic there.
Yeah, Newbee has to pretty much, it's go time for them right now. They know all the ultis were used by EG. They got to pretty much go for those next 2 easy objectives, the top tower and the mid tower. 3-man Static Storm, nice epicenter coming out from the side, and then the Black Hole follow-up from Universe. Absolutely perfect to bring them all down.
If only they were a few seconds earlier, it could have been that little bit greater, but at the same time, you know, we talk about how well EG took that fight. Sweet little things there, like as soon as the Roshan was going down, Mugi drops the blood right. Make sure that there's no chance for any sort of Black Hole or team fight play to happen during the last seconds of that Roche life.
Now it's all about, like we said, playing around those cooldowns. EG does have, they have a good amount of longer cooldowns in comparison to Newbee's.
Oh, Crit. I mean, Mugi's like, are you alone? He's kind of questioning it. I mean, Crit's going to go drive the TP out, but the Boulder Smash is on point. Another freebie there for Newbee.
It's just a disruptor kill, though. It's not like this is a kill that leads into an objective. They have to make use of this time very well versus these heavy ultimates that EG has. And that's not really the best one, just as it's the 5 support. They're not getting a tower. And during this time, Black Hole's in 100 seconds, Epicenter's in about 20, and Zai's almost finished up the Blink Dagger now.
He's getting there. He's so close.
That's the big team fight that EG will have. Newbee has massive team fight with their Veil Earth Spirit combo, but once Sand King has Blink Dagger, then EG actually has a way to start the fight, which Newbee kind of lacks in a way. They have the Earth Spirit, but it's not that, you know, super reliable instant stun like a Sand King or something like that.
So if EG have any plans here around this tier 1 in the mid lane, at the moment Newbee getting away with a lot of damage upon it, and seems to be that EG will opt against holding this one. They'll put the fortification, but KP and SCCC stick around, finish off the tower.
Arteezy gets the die.
Very nicely done there by Artur.
The patience. He had them there waiting for that whole entire like 8-second duration.
He's got his Necro at level 2 on the way out. Second recipe being flown out right now. So we'll soon have that level 3 Necro. We've seen how much damage this can do. I mean, if he just gets that, the Necros on the Shaman with the Wolves, he's just gone in a matter of seconds.
Yeah.
It could do absolute wonders at bringing down the backliners.
No way for you to deal with it. It's very good versus Bristleback and Queen of Pain too. The mana burn is very, very significant versus Bristle. You know, the fight goes on longer and longer. The quills become obnoxious, but not if he's completely out of mana because of a Necro book. So it's going to be a really significant item pickup for EG in those team fights.
Mugi, SMY complete, and looking straight for the BKB next.
Arteezy constantly trying to scout with one of his wolves. He has one kept with him, and the other one is just pretty much securing the areas where he expects them to make movements onto himself. So good micro coming out from Artur as expected. 10K player on Lycan.
Newbee going from objective to objective here. Take the tier 1 in the mid lane, straight up to the top tower.
So that's great for them. You know, that in the 2 minutes or the 3 minutes that Black Hole is on cooldown, they were able to claim those 2 objectives and net themselves a kill. But Black Hole is up. Blink is online as well for Enigma. It's go time with that Sai
Something
sanking.
indeed. They want to find something big. They know that SCCC is there in the middle lane. They did spot him out as he cleared the wave, but they want to try and cut off this push that Newbee put together up top. KP on the front lines, still under the cover of smoke. EG have the ward there. They've got perfect vision. There's the jump forward. Malefice first onto Faith. Not looking to commit the ult because they don't need the black hole for that one. That's the Shaman down. RTZ will transform as they may look to take more. KP control for the moment by the kinetic field. Universe keeping this. There's the jump again! Universe with the 3-man black hole! It's absolutely perfect! They take down 3. They get the Aegis as well. Mugi will escape. There's CCC also potentially in trouble. Universe blinking forward, getting the vision. Zai comes in with the Burrow Strike. SCCC one more blink. Do they want to chase it? Universe did have Malefice again, but they will let SCCC be. But beautiful play there from Universe. He just created the right amount of distance. I mean, he only just dodged like a boulder smash flying in, and bam, was able to come back in. And Newbee, they did not expect him to get away with that.
That
just
big
look
vision
at him.
advantage. That vision advantage is so important. You see Kaka's going to come in later, and he tries to get a good boulder smash and silence. He actually misses the silence, and then Universe blinks over the stun and gets the black hole.
I mean, look at this. Universe kind of comes back, and then he sees Kaka. He's like, I got to get out of here, boys. I'm going to come back in now. Blinks over the boulder smash to come back in for that one.
That's where we always talk about as like pro players and analysts and stuff, how important vision can be in team fights. Having that ward there for them, EG has all the luxury to kind of be like, okay, this is who we're going to pick and choose and go on, where Newbee, they didn't really have any real vision in that fight to see where the Enigma was located.
Very, very nicely done there by Universe. Now, Zay, you've got to watch this, man. Game
Enigma
one
is the crucial one.
I mean, Universe, he is definitely one that you can, he is always going to keep his cool on the main stage. This is, you know, Universe very unfazed by any sort of pressure that he's put under. And, you know, you can see here. He's keeping it cool.
It's Uni. We know him.
BKB next on the menu for this Enigma, bottom lane, hunting for Zai. Zai will be safe, though. Not quite going to catch him there with a roll forward from Kaka. That's CCC. Relatively close now to having that Orchid complete, so... But at this rate, it is going to be a similar time to when that BKB is online on Universe. So.
EG's probably feeling pretty comfortable now with the way that the game is starting to develop after that Roche engagement. The big thing is getting that Blink BKB on the Enigma, like we're always talking about. There's no way for Newbee to cancel it. They have to play around it really well. So we have BKB going to be built next from Mugi on top of that SNY. Faith is trying to go for a Blink Dagger because they only really have the Earth Spirit for catch at the moment on Newbee. So he wants to be able to have that extra catch to be able to take the team fights better. Because they can't just rely solely on Kaka to do everything, be all the lockdown and catch on their team.
Bit of downtime now between the sides. They look towards these crucial item moments. I mean, 20 minutes in, 8-5.
This downtime's great for EG. Black Hole is just getting off the cooldown during all this. Crit.
Kaka's hunting. Yeah, SCCC have found him. Crit again. Life of the support, constantly trying to get this deep vision out, but pretty much every time Newbee's been able to make him pay for it.
He got the ward down. He finished his urn before dying.
Sure.
This is just the job as a 5 support. You die for your team. You die for the cause. It's better than one of your cores dying. And now Black Hole is back online for EG, so they can try to make some plays. And BKB is about
not quite
100 gold away.
Okay, so there is a bit of a window now where SCCC does have the Orchid and no BKB, so depends if they see that on the Quap or if indeed they do try and make something happen before it. But I wouldn't be surprised if EG,
they can
as
just
you say,
sit back.
content waiting, get that BKB at least on Enigma, then look to make another stand.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Arteezy continues to keep those wolves scouting out all over the place,
Dire's middle tower
getting so much information on the map.
They do actually want to go. They want to try and fight. So Universe still vulnerable, but we saw how much he did before without having to rely on the BKB.
They're going to get a quick,
Jump
easy
in.
pick.
Yeah, they'll look to just go immediately onto Faith. Malefice the Midnight Pulse down. They'll put the Reaper's side, make sure that Shaman's down for 50 seconds.
They can get an invasion play here too. Arteezy's already positioned top for the push, so easy tier 2 can be clean, but Kaka is in position. Newbee may want to actually try to contest this. Shadow Shaman's dead for 40 seconds.
Kaka with that Yules as well. And another way to play around this non-BKB Enigma at the moment.
Bristleback is very farmed right now. Hood and Solar Crest are very durable versus what EG has to throw off. Universe has to just sit all the way in the back. There's a deep ward though from Newbee, so they see everything for this engagement if they want to take it. But a trade is the choice coming up.
And in fact, Universe, he says, I can smell someone in these trees, clears out the tree line with the Midnight Pulse. An absolute jackpot. He hits it, finds
Nice
Kaka.
enough. And Crit's trying to set up for a glimpse play bottom. But Mugi hides in the trees, almost get the glimpse off.
Ooh, that was close there. And nearly got the vision with that field. But still indeed taking a tier 2, keeping control of their own. EG now finding the favorable trades across the map.
Slowly pulling ahead. This is the first time actually that EG has taken the lead in net worth this game. 23 minutes in.
Still very, very early days here for both sides. Diffusal, the next item for Arteezy, and he's very close to having it as well. Talking about being close, Universe pretty much with that BKB done now. Can get that recipe sent out. And then these fights become a lot harder because what do you do at this stage about a BKB Enigma? There's actually nothing, is there, on Newbee?
They have to try to split the fights and take them on from different angles. Catch EG pretty much off guard. Arteezy does get silenced up by the Blood Right, but Sumail there with the heals.
EG are here ready to turn if Newbee come in too hard. You've got both Zai and Universe in the tree line behind the side of EG, keeping themselves hidden. And Newbee, I think they're aware. They hang around the tier 1 and they don't bite the bait too hard. They hold back.
They see the courier just went through both their wards with the actual BKB recipe on it, so they now know that Universe does have that one and may dissuade them from trying to take a head-on-head fight. So Bloodseeker going to be building toward a Radiance next, actually. Switches it up from the BKB that he had in Quick Buy.
Yeah, the Radiance, I mean, that's going to be nice for numerous amount of reasons, really, isn't it? Something that they're going to hurt a little bit for the Ghost Shroud, something that just an extra thing that these two heroes, the Enigma and the Sand King, are looking to blink in. They have to now be aware of.
Just extra damage, easier ways for him to push out the waves, and he's probably thinking like BKB wouldn't really solve the issue that could happen in the fights where he's just going to get black-holed.
And always the missed chance. You've got two cores that aren't going to be building MKB anytime soon. Maybe Arteezy down the line, but still has that Diffusal Blade queued up. Yet to invest, so we could see him change his mind at any time. SCCC as well, just working towards the safer part of his build. BKB next on the menu for the Queen of Pain, but EG
playing around their vision, making the smoke rotations. Every single one of their smokes has been to one of their observer wards that they placed aggressively in the enemy jungle.
And I think SCCC realizes, he said, look guys, the mid lane, the top lane, it's starting to push in. No one's cleaning it out. Everyone's off the map. And this is obviously the weakness when you go for these 5-man smoke plays.
He draws a circle actually on top of all of EG. He knew exactly where their movement was coming.
I mean, at this state, what's the plan here? Roshan is back up.
Yeah, and that's the secondary one. This is where probably the big next fight's going to happen.
Sure.
The Aegis and Cheese. It's hard for Newbee. They have to find some type of pick-off. If they can do some type of way to get vision into the back lines and find that Enigma, that's their biggest case scenario. Other than that, it's very hard for them to take team fights.
Kaka eyeing up potential onto Sumail. SCCC will blink away. They'll try and search in the tree lines here. There's the force forward to cut it in, and they know he's there. They've got the vision on him. He'll jump back, but there, with the Midnight Pulse and the Malefice, Universe has the control. And Kaka, can he do anything to escape out? He'll have the roll up again in 5 seconds. Does have the Yule Scepter, but he's just going to accept his fate and get beaten down upon by EG.
They're just trying to split up as much as possible on the side of Newbee. Radiance is now finished on the Bloodseeker, but fighting into this Blink, the Blink BKB Enigma is, they don't want to do it. And now out of this, EG pick up a nice DD rune for Arteezy, walk into the pit. Easy Aegis and Cheese coming out for them.
Absolutely, Newbee nowhere near the area. No chance of contesting it at this state with the items, and as you said, DD just being an extra bit of a bonus there for Arteezy. Grab the Aegis, Cheese goes the way of Sumail.
It's looking tough for Newbee. Just, what's the solution? The solution versus the Enigma BKB is you gotta play around it somehow. But they're unable to really get any big opportunities around it. Because EG has been sticking mostly together. Not really giving Newbee any chance to get some pickoffs. BKB gonna be coming out for SCCC soon. So at least he'll have that for the Static Storm and for the Reaper Scythe, but it's still the problem.
They've nearly got the blink on fake, so that sort of catch, of course,
all right, so they've
could be crucial. If as you say, if they can get that jump onto Universe, and keep him out.
They just don't have a way this time around for Newbee to get vision. There's no vision
yeah,
hero,
absolutely.
where EG has the wolves, which have been constantly scouting out, and also they've had a bit of vision advantage in the game just through warding. Those deep aggressive wards in Newbee's jungle have been really hurting. We saw in that one big fight that Universe got the black hole. That's exactly what happened. It's because they had vision there.
Stunning Sound put the pressure here in the middle lane. Samael, Force and Lotus complete. I mean, he's feeling very safe for the moment.
Oh yeah. The Lotus Orb is super good versus both the Bloodright and versus the Queen of Pain Orchid, but also just in case. I mean, if he gets that Lotus Orb and it gets, like, the Rupture comes out, Bloodseeker who's ruptured can't do anything in the fight. Has to be perfectly timed though before the Rupture comes out.
Basha going to be the build here from KP after the Solar Crest and Hood.
Ah, that could be one way to stop the black hole.
That's
right?
one way to go for the. If
Get
you
an
can get
Abyssal
that right
Blade
angle,
and get in the right angle. Nah,
but it's very hard to do so.
yeah, pretty much impossible.
Now EG ready to push down mid. They've got an Arcane Rune on Universe. And obviously with the Aegis and Chi still in hand, they really want to try and make something happen here. EG.
Universe is scarily approaching it.
Do they get the glimpse back onto Kaka? But still, a little too deep for EG to commit fully onto the Earth Spirit. But they're maintaining hold of Newbee deep behind the tier 2. So this tower is going to be very hard for them to defend. And indeed they will not. EG take the tier 2 tower.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
Crit, thinking about whether there's potential to go in for a play here. And in fact, well, it's easy. He just pops the ultimate. And gets out of it. Continues the farm going.
Wants
I mean,
to go
maybe
farm faster.
I guess, and maybe feels that they're just not going to take a team fight anytime soon with the way that Newbee are dodging it.
He wanted to cut the creep wave top as well with his book and his necro, or with his wolf. He sees SCCC pushing top. He wants to farm ancients and cut the wave and farm as much as he can with that. Since there's not an engagement happening for a while. From the way that Newbee's playing, EG definitely has that kind of read. They're all just kind of farming. They're in a position where they don't really know what they want to do, how they want to take the fights, because I feel like BKB Enigma is just so damn threatening. And especially now, Aegis and Cheese doesn't help either.
I mean, Universe as well, with the amount of space he's being given. Very, very close to having a full-out Octarine.
Almost Octarine
well.
with the level 18 on top, and he's already got the cooldown reduction talent on top. So when he's got level 18, it gets down to that, like, what, 98 second, I believe it is, or something. Very close to that duration, or 102 seconds.
And it really goes to show, again, how sort of passive this game has started to fall into this period. You look at all 6 cores, they're pretty much at the same pace. This is just, 6 top tier, best in the world players, just having all the space that they want and just hitting creeps. And no one's messing up, everyone's keeping at the same stage at this point of the game. EG overall, slight lead.
I would assume that EG probably feels a bit happier with the pace of the game. Like,
well, because of their heroes?
Perfect for them. Yeah, because they have they have the BKB Enigma. If you get to the point where you have Refresher 2 on top, it's like almost impossible for them to really take fights. And now with the Aegis still online, with Assault finished up for Arteezy, they can try to take an engagement.
Let's see what they can get here.
Newbee still just, they know. They just hide inside their base, have 1 or 2 heroes split pushing. They have no intentions of taking fights versus EG.
No. As soon as those 5 heroes are off the map, Newbee seemingly playing a wedge. This SCCC still down bottom.
They may lose Kaka here. If he gets spotted out by Zai, it's a possibility.
I see they do scan.
They do get the scan.
Connects onto SCCC, and with a Midnight Pulse, they're going to catch it. There we go, straight away with the black hole. No messing around. Polar Smash will connect, but it's too late. The Queen of Pain's down, and Kaka with that play may have just paid with his own life. Will Yules up the SK to try and get around it, but you can't Yules underneath the tornado. He's stuck in the kinetic field. EG, they're going to get both of them out of this push. They even bring in Samael to add a bit of extra pain there to the death of the Earth Spirit. Down for 70 seconds.
That map awareness.
These scans, they can read it. They know that someone's hiding there, and who better to find than SCCC on the Queen of Pain? Massive catch.
Yeah, super worth it for EG to take engagements with one-man black holes like that. They know that there's no way Newbee wants to fight them. So spending it on just the main core hero is more than worth it. And now it's going to be Octarine finished up for Enigma, and they can start their tower siege on that tier 2 bottom, which that's all the outer towers.
Yep. They've got Assault Caress finished on Arteezy. Everything's ready to go for this. As you say, just no black hole, but with the position that they're in, definitely capable of taking a fight without that.
It's not going to take too long to come back up either. 90 seconds for this one, but the next one is 90 seconds after, but now the next one's going to be much faster with that Octarine finished up.
And 90 seconds in a game that's going at this sort of pace, it's not that much, as you say. But the chance that anything crazy happens in favor of Newbee in 90 seconds.
They know the black hole's down. This is their time to try to make something happen.
But do they leave the base? It's still risky. It looks like, I mean, do they go out or do they just wait?
I think they have to try to make plays around the black hole timing. Like every single time it's down like that. It's going to get to a point where it's always going to be up. But they're struggling to get their waves out. The top wave and mid wave are out, but bottom now, they're going to have to show heroes.
And Newbee, understandably, very, very careful in this position. I mean, KP has the Abyssal. RTZ himself. Nearly BKB on top of the Assault Cuirass, and obviously with those two items, he's going to be feeling pretty invincible in these fights.
Yeah. It's like the farm when you look at it, like you said, you look at the top 6, and it looks like Newbee can, you know, they're in a way to be able to contest, but it's just the threat of the black hole.
Yeah.
It's just how much it really can. It's not even the threat, it is the black hole because he has the BKB and the blink. And here we go, smoke, it's 20 seconds till it's up. They draw the line. They see the Bloodseeker bottom now too, so they know that he's not going to be in the fight right away.
This should be a successful move from EG. Newbee, are they ready for this? Kaka on the front of it all. He's going to be the one to tank it. Jump forward straight away. They're looking for more. EG, they're not content with just one. They get the vision. Drag back KP. Held in the midnight pulse with the Necro units out as well. EG just ripping through this bristleback, and KP's gone as well. Evil Geniuses.
Oh boy. It's looking impossible for Newbee to do anything. They don't even have to use black hole. At that time, it is just the threat of the black hole. Newbee has to completely disperse and unable to take any fight versus EG.
And of course, this push that EG are going to have, Assault Cuirass, the Necro units out, the sustain that Sumail can offer, it's going to be terrifying. They drop the Serpent Wards in an effort to push EG back, and it looks like that will actually do the job for now, as EG back away and aren't going to look to push in any further. But as you say, you know, EG very, very comfortable with the position they're in. They can wait out these bigger items. Now they do have that BKB on RTZ, feeling that they're under no pressure whatsoever. They've got a 7K gold lead, not necessarily the biggest, but they know they take one fight with, or as we saw without that black hole, get the push on with the Necro books out. It's very hard for Newbee to put a stop to, and unless they have something like the Serpent Wards and the rest of their ultimates available.
I think Newbee might start trying to do some things that are desperate because it's just looking to get worse and worse as the game progresses versus EG.
I mean, it really feels like, you know, we saw Mugi absolutely have an incredible time in that top lane, but at this stage, it feels like the Bloodseeker is just struggling to offer anything. I mean, it feels like Newbee even realized it themselves, as they're not even actively trying to fight with or around the Bloodseeker. They're just sort of letting Mugi farm and just hoping for the best by the looks of it.
Yeah, it's the BKB that we were talking about. It's just too much. They can't deal with it. They have no way to counter it. But now they're trying to bait SCCC mid. Maybe this could be the play that works for them.
BKB comes out, and now the potential turnaround. Universe will commit the black hole, but he didn't pop the BKB. Silence. Now the turnaround. They will take down Sumail. Can they get anything more? RTZ pops the BKB, starts to chase towards Kaka. They found Faith. Kaka's going to be able to roll away safely. It's a 1-for-1 at the moment. Newbee with the edges. They've taken down Sumail. Now Zai jumps in, looking for Mugi. Mugi will get taken down. Now it's EG getting the lead. SCCC trying to finish off crit. Earn a Shadow's heal. Not enough to keep the Disruptor alive. RTZ's lost the ultimate form. SCCC jumping back in. Kaka's there, looking for the setup. Yules up onto Zai. They've got the control. Boulder Smash connects onto both. SCCC trying to finish him off, but Zai up to the high ground. Do they have the vision? They don't have any sentries down at that point, so Zai will be able to continue to run. KP, though, chasing down RTZ. 4 stacks. Can Universe save him? He can't. Nothing he can do to keep KP off RTZ. And a beautiful fight there. I mean, as you said, it was absolutely the bait there from Newbee, encouraging them, EG, to go in on that kill. We saw, you know, the confidence that EG had, just blowing that black hole on one target. Universe not even preemptively popping his BKB before committing, and then it just fell apart.
Don't think they expected everyone else to be there just because of the way Universe black hole did. You usually wouldn't see him make that kind of mistake. He must have thought, hey, it's just a Queen of Pain here, no one else is in the area. I don't want to waste my BKB, but definitely paying for that one,
again.
Paying for that choice.
He's straight away going in, and immediately, you know, once that BKB is not out, Blood Right, the pull from the Spirit, it's all going to be there. And, you know, being able to clean up the squishy backliners, they do get the one support. Kaka too elusive. And with fights like that, Newbee starting to close the gap back up. EG do still have the lead.
That's
Newbee, they're into the pit.
the dream scenario.
They're
for
going to get
Newbee.
it.
They get that fight happening. Universe doesn't click the BKB, of course, but they get the win in the fight, and the Roche respawns right afterwards, so Aegis Chi is going in their favor. They could not have asked for something better than
Absolutely,
that.
very well played sequence of events there from Newbee, but definitely had the potential for that to roll out because of EG overstepping the mark and getting a little too confident with the position they were in.
Yeah. They don't really have like the craziest amount of damage in the black hole if there's someone who's BKB'd, if Arteezy's not in position. So that fight, Arteezy was far on the left side when the black hole came out. Of course, it got canceled instantly, but he also got Abyssal too. So they need to make sure if they do use the black hole on targets that are BKB'd, they need to have Arteezy in range to be able to do those. But you know, of course, it's if also the black hole lasts full duration.
I love this. I didn't know if he was going to do this, but he
The
has
Blink
confidence.
Abyssal.
The Blink
He's gonna go
Abyssal.
for it.
He is literally just playing this game to get behind and on top of Universe.
It was it's something we consider that could be an option. He could try to get into it. Sometimes it's still impossible. If you place the black hole like right on top of yourself or just a little bit ahead of yourself, you actually can't get behind them to use that Abyssal Blade. But it's still not even a bad item pick up to be able to get into those back lines. If he's able to like blink into the back and Abyssal Blade onto like the Disruptor or something during some of those follow-ups, it can work really great for their follow-up.
BKB done. The Bloodseeker, you got to watch it as well for the durations of like universes. What's this down to now? He's only used the couple at the bottom, so it's just down to the 9. But once that starts to get low, there are going to be more and more openings for Newbee to fight around that threat.
They just, that's a big, I mean, it's a huge swing. It's almost 7,000 gold swings because of getting that Aegis and Cheese in that big fight. So now it puts EG in a little bit of a fearful position to play into it because you don't want to play with your black hole into multiple lives. And this is where Newbee's going to try to take advantage of it because if the black hole does come off with the BKB, they don't have to cancel it now. They can wait for people to respawn and do that. Crit, trying to walk up. He's going to tank the
He's
game.
going to get jumped on. Will get the Glimmer Cape off and jumps back, but the Boulder Smash comes through. They're trying to turn around. The Universe coming in, but no! He gets it up, but it's only onto one. Will kill the Shadow Shaman, but overall, EG, they're falling apart. Samael's gone. Universe just has to TP out of there. Arteezy trying to man up against SCCC, but he blinks away. Newbee just chasing down. Glimmer Cape is on him again. Crit will save him, but Crit pays with his life. And again, Newbee.
This is huge for Newbee now. They can actually go high ground. There's no black hole now. The only threat is Epicenter.
No buybacks either on the 2 that are down. Will pop the Aegis there on the side. Zai trying to slow them down with the Burrow Strike. But I don't think Newbee will have any plans of backing up. They're going to stand their ground, push in onto the tier 3s here.
This could be
now. They just jump in with the Abyssal. The Boulder Smash comes through onto 2. Newbee, they're doing it here. They found nearly Arteezy as well. No, the cheese comes out. Arteezy will survive. Buyback forced out though from Zai. Newbee still clean up the melee racks in the middle lane. And Newbee, they played this game very patiently, and ever since that bit of a blunder from EG in the middle lane, Newbee getting the momentum back behind them now with the 2k gold lead themselves, and they're not done. They're moving down to the bottom lane. They really want to abuse this time. How long till Black Hole fall?
30 seconds.
30 seconds.
They got Shadow Shaman.
This is going to be a second set of racks for Newbee here. No holding back. They are not leaving this base. Universe, 17 seconds to the black hole. Can they keep holding track? They can't. The melee racks are gone. They make the jump in onto KP. Can they actually get this kill? The Midnight Pulse is down. They do have the Reaper Sight. They'll bring down the Bristle. But 2 melee racks gone. Newbee, they've done their work. They're going to be all smiles at the moment, and Evil Geniuses are going to feel incredibly shaken up.
Incredibly impressive there, the way that they played around it. Universe unable to get the perfect black holes there, and Newbee just punishes it so heavily. It just shows, though, too, how much EG does rely on getting those black holes. So if they can put Universe in like a frantic position to be forced to use that, this is where they could shine.
And he comes in, and even though despite how close Kakra is only getting Faith, it was exactly what you said as well. He does it on top of
himself.
To make
I think
sure
he saw
that
the
there's no
Abyssal.
cancel.
Yeah, he's making sure that it doesn't get canceled off.
But it meant that it wasn't good enough. And Newbee, yeah, look at that. Esther, he loves it.
A little bit of a victory dance.
He absolutely loves it.
That's got to feel good.
It absolutely has. In a game as well, 42 minutes again, only 19 to 12. But as we saw, ever since sort of the 10-minute mark, EG the ones to put their foot down. But bam, now Newbee taking down 2 melee racks. in a fantastic position. I mean, EG, of course, they still have this incredible push. They take one fight, they get one big black hole. They can do the same that Newbee achieved to them. They can clean up 2 racks in a matter of a minute. But they need to find that fight, and at the moment, Newbee are not letting them get it.
EG wants to be the ones making the jump happen now. The last 2 times, it's been Newbee kind of like baiting / positioning EG into responding. Now EG wants to be the ones to be dictating it rather than that responsive, because that's where mistakes happen.
Yeah.
When you're forced to just react to people, you're just like in that frantic instinct kind of thing, and you jump, and that's where the mistakes.
And RTZ as well with this build, I think he realizes, you know, they've got to just rely on getting one fight and pushing. He's looking to pick up the Desolator.
Yeah.
Just everything that they can get together to make sure that that one fight they win, that's when they close the game up.
He's all their physical damage too. Everyone else is magical on the side of EG, so he knows his job. He knows what he needs to be doing in this game.
And we did see, of course, in that last fight, you know, RTZ is still incredibly scary for Newbee. They have to keep their distance. But once his sort of backlines fall down around him, he doesn't have the control to hold someone like SCCC in place. We saw, you know, last fight, the Queen of Pain being 1 hit away from being taken down, but the Blink...
Newbee's got their lanes in
too
good
much.
positions.
And there's the jump, look for the free pick off to start things off. Crit, can he get out? He cannot. Or maybe he can. Wait with the Glimmer Gip. No, SCCC waiting on the high ground. Will bring him down. 50 seconds. Crit does have buyback available. And EG, of course, will be doing everything to make sure they're not mega creeped. They do have that top lane fairly pushed out. Tier 2 still standing.
Yeah. SCCC already. He's like, yeah, we need to force this top lane, actually. It's really important for them to do that. 30 seconds till crit respawns. We have... Universe is about...
He's close.
He's like 1,300 gold away from the refresher, so they will have that double, the threat of the double black hole, but it's still about landing it. And if Newbee still, I think that's the best way for them to take these fights is to run in and force EG's hand, rather than EG just taking the pick when they want to and playing around their vision. Right now, it's very limited, actually, for EG. It's pretty much just those wolves walking around and that one ward that they did place just before during that push. So with those 2 side lanes always pushing in, and Newbee always has a lot of information on the map and allows himself to accrue a bigger and bigger advantage during this downtime.
And you can see EG with the smoke. They were hoping that Newbee would come in for that tier 2 push, but Newbee, they're smarter than that. They're not going to just throw themselves in. I mean, now they'll come forward. Sumail has revealed. They keep KP on the front lines.
SCCC is a big threat now, too. 6 slotted, well, he can still replace the Veil, but with the Mjolnir finished up and the level 25 60% lifesteal talent, that can be another factor they have to add in.
But he's massive. Yeah. He really is. 24,000 net worth, 45 minutes in. I said at the start I was excited to see this. This is something we've seen in the past. SCCC, definitely one of his flashiest and finest heroes, the Queen of Pain, and this game looking to be no exception.
This is the perfect time for Newbee to start pressuring like this. It's the double catapult wave, the first one of the game. The starts coming out. You see the 2 side lanes being heavily forced in, and top lane will meet there with the double catapult as well. They can start to set up that siege.
What do EG do? They are holding close to them dearly, this tier 2 tower. Newbee being so safe with the way that they slowly siege this top lane.
SCCC's not even with his team right now. He's farming jungle. He's trying to get as much as he can during that downtime. Should be able to claim the tier 2 here. Maybe they don't expect EG to commit super hard on the defense, but EG is. And now SCCC starts to make his movement back over.
The wards do get farmed up very quickly there by EG.
The side lanes, though, that's the issue. The catapults start hitting on the shrines in the mid lane, so Shrine is almost actually brought down. It's at about 150 life. And the bottom wave...
Oh, they've actually found him here. They jump in, they find him in the trees. They have the shackle onto Zai. RTG posts the BKB, now make the leap onto favor SCCC. Comes on the back line, Universe will hold him in place with the BKB black hole. Have they got the damage to finish off? Yes, they have. Zai comes in with the AP. Hey, Evil Genius, they found 2. Can they get KP as well? Sumail has to keep his distance. They've lost RTZ. RTZ does not have buyback. Mugi manning up with the BKB, looks towards Zai, will get the kill, gets the heal, keeps himself alive. KP moving in on Sumail, Reaper side, not enough to bring down the Bristle. The mana,
oh my god,
the tower hits, is it enough? KP will finally go down. Universe does it there with the Midnight Pulse. EG have lost 3, but at the same time bringing down 3 members of Newbee themselves.
But EG's base, it's getting destroyed by these creeps and catapults.
I mean, as we can see there, gold does slightly favor EG. You know, because of the fact that they were behind. Being able to kill SCCC on the Queen of Pain is amazing, but Mugi, he escapes alive. RTZ loses his life again. And as you say, the pressure still certainly on for EG. So whereas they may have been able to slow down Newbee's advance onto the base, unlikely that anything's going to happen whilst these Newbee heroes are down because of their own casualties.
The big thing for EG there now is that Universe will have refresher for the next upcoming engagements.
I mean, look at this here. We're going to be able to get a shot at Universe's perspective. Comes in, looks to the side, realizes, bam, he can commit onto this Queen of Pain.
He's still always, you see how he's using the black hole every time. He places it right on top of himself, just to make sure that that Bristleback can't blink and get the Abyssal Blade off. Very important to note those things.
Still, as we say, Newbee still with the lead.
Roche is back. It's third Roche, another Aegis and Cheese. And since we are past that 40-minute mark for quite a bit now, we do have the double runes that will be playing into favor. And oh look, a DD right outside the pit.
Perfect timing here. Newbee, they are going to have everyone back up. Same to be said for Evil Geniuses, but Newbee already closer to the pit. And EG having to deal with these lanes, being pushed in by the super creeps. There's very little chance that EG can contest this Roshan, and this should be a free Aegis and a cheese into the pockets of Newbee. They'll make a scan. EG starting to move a couple over, but it's not going to be anywhere.
The cheese is still on the ground. Oh, they actually pick it up. RTZ almost got the
It looked like he was going to be able to deny it.
Yep. SCCC actually picked it up. It looked like he was leaving it for somebody else, but after they didn't grab it right away, he's like, no. Now he passes it over to Mugi.
They need one more of those black hole holds. And this is the thing, as we've seen. Universe, he needs to catch the cores.
Yeah.
And when he does it, it's because of the placement that he has to go for. It's so hard for him to get anything more than just that. But taking down one core can certainly put a hold to the push that Newbee try and bring on.
And it's thankful this time that they have the refresher versus the Aegis and Cheese. So now they at least have those two black holes versus the multiple lives that Newbee will have. EG. Looks like they were trying to take an unexpected fight at this tier 2 with the way Universe was positioned. But now they've shown all their faces. So now Zai actually also has a Lincoln Spear picked up. So now if Zai throws the Lincolns on Universe, they actually cannot.
Oh, they're opening up in Black Hole. Will be committed onto KP. They're trying to burst down the Bristle on the sidelines.
He gets the cheese up though.
Gets the two-man burst up, and indeed the cheese comes out. The son of a Universe with a refreshing Black Hole. He's caught two. Has a corner SCCC, but will bring down Mugi. But Evil Geniuses, they've lost two. Buyback immediately on both Sumail and Universe. They'll try and re-enter the fight. Sumail falling down low. Burrow strike comes out from Zai. They will fight KP a second time. Silence is now onto the Queen of Pain. The Midnight Pulse pre-E. SCCC down low. He'll lose the Aegis. He's gone. Buyback from Crit. The Eidolons are out. Can they get back in on this? Mass buyback from Newbee. They want to finish this game off. SCCC jumps forward. Will have the Shadow Strike reflected back to him.
This is their time to end
They
it.
know that
yeah, even Bristle buyback. Look, yeah, they know there's no black holes.
They
Every
are
single
going
ulti.
fully in Newbee. Can
Every
EG
ult
really
suspended.
hold? 60 seconds until the black hole's back. 60 seconds before Arteezy's back in the game.
This is a double catapult wave as well that's going to be coming in for the 50-minute mark.
Zai just doing everything he can to slow them down. Jumps in with a bonus strike. The Midnight Pulse bringing Mugi down low, but the wards are there. Faith gets the shackles, but the force back keeps him alive. But turning around with the boulder pull does silence the Sand King. Faith goes Scepters, drawing their attention towards the side. Zai with the Sandstorm and the Malefice is enough to bring down Faith. They pull down the Shaman.
Three men, stomach cock.
SCCC jumps in. BKB's popped, turning towards Universe. Universe keeping himself alive with the Midnight Pulse and the Ultra Recoil heal. SCCC blinks away. Arteezy's back in the game.
Flips back in.
Back up. SCCC comes back. Crit brings it back in. Arteezy takes him down. SCCC's gone, but he did not buy back for that affair. He was already alive, so he is not on the dieback. And that cost 4 buybacks from Evil Geniuses, an incredibly costly hold, but a hold that they did have to fully commit to. And it did work. They keep those racks alive. And now we're at the point where those ultimates are going to come back into play. Black Hole is there for Universe. 20 seconds and he's got the refresher as well.
Newbee's in a threat now of they could, you know, if they lose a couple heroes, they can just lose the game. They expended majority of their buybacks too. Like you said, the Queen of Pain did not, but the Bloodseeker, I believe, what? We had Bloodseeker buyback, Bristleback buyback, and the Shadow Shaman buyback.
I mean, you kill the Bloodseeker, you knock him down for 2 minutes. EG.
They're looking to force it.
Can they really turn this? They're sitting at a 10k gold loss. They are down 2 racks, and that top 3, you know, the top racks, they are now exposed.
You see this top fight again. Just able to get the cheese off on KP here was super crucial in the fight. Secondary black hole, excellent, but SCCC just demolishing Universe during that, but all the buybacks forced out.
And now here we go. EG, they're knocking on the doorstep of Newbee, pushing down the middle lane. Nice bit of goal there for Mugi as he cleans up the Eidolons with the Blood Right. But EG, you know, they have to commit pretty hard for this. There is definitely an opportunity to take this game if they can bring down Mugi.
Level 25
Oh, Universe puts the BKB preemptively, tries to get the jump, he found the black hole. It is onto KP, so they actually have the damage to finish him off. Zai comes in with the epicenter.
He found him!
Oh,
He saves him! Oh my god!
It keeps KP alive! Beautiful play from Kaka! He managed to save him. There's the second of black hole, but Universe is down. They've lost two. Sonic Wave flies through from S-Triple-C. Triple kill for Mugi. EG are all dead. And GG
Kaka, are you kidding me?
Kaka! What a play there. The Aghanim Zerspirit, I believe he only just picked it up.
Oh.
Keeping KP alive.
My god, that was absolutely beautiful.
Wow. And with that, that's EG down, knocked down to the lower bracket. Newbee with an incredibly deserved victory. 2-0.
We talked about the Blink BKB Enigma so much, but that was just damn impressive how Newbee played around it. Small mistakes from EG costing them heavily, but Newbee recognized what they wanted to do in this game. They had to change the pace and make sure they were the ones causing the fights to happen, and that's what they did.
Absolutely. Wow. I mean, Newbee, what a series for them to open up their run here at TI7. 2-0ing EG down to the lower bracket. And we saw that, I mean, the end of that game, EG certainly gave it their all. There were big attempts. Universe very nearly finding the black holes to seal the deal, but Newbee, they were just a step ahead from the Blink to the Abyssal plays. And that final play, that Kaka with the Ags. There was just nothing they could do. I mean, I think they saw it. They probably didn't realize what was going on. They were like, hang on. Suddenly this bristleback that we're throwing everything on has turned into a stone and is sliding back towards the fountain.
Absolutely perfect timing. That was incredibly well played by Newbee. EG had very high moments, but just the small things, that's what matters here at the International.
Wow. There we have it, ladies and gentlemen. Newbee 2-0 against Evil Geniuses. We're going to head back to the panel, see what Day9 and the lads have to say about that one. PPD, how are you doing, boy?
What
thanks,
a
Owen.
game. What a game. That was stressful to watch because it was a game about Universe. It was a game about being able to get the black holes that were needed, all the itemization that we saw on the side of Newbee, the Abyssal Blade, and Blink, just to be able to have someone to disable Enigma during the black hole. Oh my gosh, and I cannot believe the clutch saves that came out of Newbee in that game.
The end of the game just had me screaming.
I know.
That is
Talk
probably the
amazing.
play of the day, potentially the play of the tournament.
Yeah.
For sure.
That Bristleback did not have buyback.
Especially when the game started with, like, it was very good for Newbee with the like lanes. They had almost 3 guys mid. They had the Rasta nuking the mid hero for EG, Sumail, and they even had the ES walking around and sniping couriers. So after that, to get into the game with the black holes to a turn for Newbee after that was just amazing.
I mean, PPD was saying this right at the start of the match. There's no real answer to black hole on the other team.
I couldn't believe they managed.
Yeah.
I can't believe they managed to win that game. That was, I don't know. I thought that EG had it for sure. Like Universe was going to clutch up and just multi-hero black holes every single time.
And that was the story of the mid game too. There were so many successful black holes where Newbee looked helpless, but what an unbelievable comeback.
Yeah.
There were a lot of close ones. One where he popped the cheese right before the refresher came out. He was really close to catching Queen of Pain and another hero, but instead he just got one, and the Queen of Pain just went rampant in the team fight. That game was tight.
I mean, with so many incredible moments, I'm excited to hear Purge's thoughts on the match. What went right and what went wrong for the teams?
Well, there was a lot of really good game plan out of EG here. In the draft, they basically aimed for the mid game. Newbee's plan was all about the lanes, basically. Amplify their Bloodseeker, give him what they needed, maybe shut down Sumail on the Necrophos. We saw that many times. Mugi got a solo kill on Universe just by having insane damage potential. Universe not realizing just how big of a threat that was. He ended up dying here. SCC. So I did a great job, by the way, zoning what the Earth Spirit was trying to do to accomplish by roaming mid, but ultimately Queen of Pain is way too much to handle, and he ends up dying here as well. So across the board, it was a pretty big gold advantage, actually, about a 2K advantage, or 3K advantage on 9 minutes. But the advantage that EG had that really pushed them into the big lead this game was a mobility advantage. And a lot of that's around Glimpse from Disruptor, because if a core is pushing in a bad place, then EG can always bring him back and guarantee a kill. So we started seeing this as the team fights happen. EG got a little lucky with showing up at this Roche fight, but the important thing is that mobility advantage ends up killing one hero at the start, and they use their much superior team fight, which hurt them in the laning stage, to easily win fight after fight after fight. Saw the same thing in this second clip, if it'll play. Again, Shadow Shaman dying right at the start of the fight, which ended up giving them a great team fight. So ultimately what finally put them on the back foot, which is them getting 2-raxed, was only the one-man black hole. But I think even if he caught the Earth Spirit in this, maybe they kill 2 heroes. This is the point of the game where finally Newbee has the mobility advantage back from their opponents. They have BKBs, they're going to run their opponents down, and if you don't kill at least 1 core at the start, it's going to lead to this situation where Newbee eventually catches up, ends up winning the team fight, and possibly even gets 2 racks. So this was the big turning moment in the fight that got Newbee into the lead.
And boy, did they take advantage of it. I mean, it's one thing to find an edge in a team fight. It's another thing to convert that into the double barracks kill they managed to pull off. Now, given that we have had Evil Geniuses and Team Liquid fall to lower brackets, we now have 2 Chinese teams who have advanced. And here to talk to the winner from Newbee, we got Casey with Faith.
And Jack will be helping us translate. Faith, congratulations. The panelists were just talking about how exhausting and exciting it was to watch that second game. At one point, it looked like EG was going to be making a comeback. How much did patience play a factor in your strategy to come back and win?
就是恭喜你们2-0战胜EG，然后刚才那场比赛特别精彩，特别激烈。他们想问的就是，第2场比赛就是有时候看上去好像EG快要翻盘，你们有一段时间局势也有点烈，那你们是如何找到就是胜利的就如何打出胜利的那场？
就是他们那个谜团很肥，除了跳到 BB 以后，我们就是不好打前手，或者去集火那个 NEC， 然后有一波他们中路那个 NEC 被我们抓了，然后那个谜团就差不多没开 BB， 然后空拉了那个 QP 被打断了，然后我们把他杀了，带了个盾，然后后面就好打了。
So about that Enigma, he was very farmed. He had like BKB and Refresher. So at that point, we realized that we had to focus our fire on the Necrophos. There was that one fight mid where the Enigma jumped, ulted without the BKB, so we were able to break that with the Queen of Pain and able to kill them there and kill the Necrophos as well. So that gave us the opportunity after that to get the Aegis and be able to win it going forward.
You're facing IG next. You won TI2 with IG. I have 2 questions about that. First, how does it feel to face a team that you've already played when they've gone the entire way? But secondly, how do you think TI has changed as far as the style and level of play over the last several years?
那么当然你也是2012年的 TI 冠军那往年你是 IG 的队员，下一轮你们的对手就是你的老俱乐部 IG， 所以对于这方面你有些什么样的感受？再加上作为一名老选手，以前也得过冠军的你觉得这几年 TI 有些什么样的变化让你比较深刻的感到？
我也很开心吧，就他们也赢了 Liquid， 就是下一个对手也是中国队，然后现在就是TI 办的可能就是越来越好了。
I'm really happy to be facing up against them. They beat Liquid, and we're glad to be playing another Chinese team up next. And the TI has just been getting better and better over the years.
I know you all boot camped together. You went 1-1 against IG in group stage. Did you learn anything differently once you saw them in group stage versus what you knew before as far as their style and level of play heading into TI?
那么就是国队今年基本上就是在国内一起训练的备战 TI 那么就是你们在小组赛也对战过 IG， 好像是打了1-1平。那么你们从小组赛跟他们交锋时，有没有学到一些或者看到他们别的一些战术？
然后他们就是有一套狼人、夜魔、蝙蝠，感觉压制力特别厉害，因为小狼可以开视野，然后他们开过去抓人的时候，命中率特别高。
They have one combination with the Lycan, the Bat Rider, and the Night Stalker that we feel is really strong. With the Wolves on the Lycan being able to provide vision, they're very good at ganking and just controlling vision and kind of controlling off of that. So it's something that's very strong and we'll have to be prepared for.
Jack, thank you. Faith, congratulations. We look forward to chatting with you again, and we'll send it back to you, Sean.
Thank you so much. I'd like to stress again, I cannot believe how calm Newbee played during that entire game, especially with the black holes. Truly just unbelievable that they were able to convert in that position. I mean, I'm surprised at how calm Faith actually is after that match. I would be losing my mind.
He is an experienced veteran. This is not his first time on the TI stage. He's very comfortable with winning.
Well, are you allowed to get excited at any point if you're a player?
I don't think, not until you win.
I remember at TI5 when you guys won, you just looked tired.
Well, we were a different kind of a team. We don't get that excited.
His feelings are all just crumpled up and dead in there. Just want to play Dota.
Dota playing machines, right? That's what Fear
fantastic.
said. Dota playing robot, or what did he say?
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's just that every team really wants to win. So like no one is just satisfied to win this series to get into the top 6, because getting top 6 is like, sure, it's good, but you really want to win, right?
You guys are like way more calm and steely than I am. I would be freaking out like every 15 minutes of every single game, maximum emotion.
Not a lot of teams showed up here to get top 6.
There's a reason I'm not in the top 6 of TI.
Maybe next year, man.
Maybe next year. I don't know.
Open qualifiers are available to anyone.
I believe in myself. I play with a jungling Bloodseeker who goes Radiance before Boots. Now, there is an interesting little piece that was made as PPD, you may very well know.
Yeah,
Position 5 for EG.
Very well fitting for what just happened.
Of course,
yeah.
Of course. PPD was asked to give a little feedback to 2015's PPD. Let's see what Peter had to say to himself.